The Kiwi Ears XZ Reviews Serene. Let's talk about it. This is a closed-back headphone by Kiwi Ears that costs somewhere between $160, but you can get a early bird discount for this that'll save you $20, so you might be able to find it for $140. So this is a sample sent out to me from Kiwi Ears direct. Let's start by looking at the build quality of this headphone. Comfort on my head is not too bad. It is a little bit stretchy on the bands and it is a nice solid fitting headphone. Let's look at the top band. The top band has a Kiwi Ears and a Z Audio logo on the top. It is somewhat comfortable. I wouldn't say uncomfortable. It is padded, and we'll take a look at that here. The hinges do adjust. I didn't really have any problems with it. It felt comfortable-ish. Not bad. I like the fact that there's like a purple metallic look to this. It's fun. You can see the right and left connectors on the pads. They are supple and nice pads, but not super thick. They're okay though. They are pretty easy to change out. There's little connectors here on this. You just kind of have to line them up and twist. It's a pretty easy mechanism if you're used to pad swapping. I went ahead and did this for you guys off camera because it's embarrassing not being able to do it, but it only took me about 15 seconds. It's a pretty smooth procedure. As far as the cable goes, we have stereo indications of left and right. I kind of don't like the look and feel of this cable, and I kind of wish it were balanced. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. It does terminate in a 3.5 and only in a 3.5. I would say it's a little bit hard to drive, so a balanced termination might be a good thing depending on your amp. And the cable is a little bit microphonic, but it's not a bad cable. It's just not super exciting and not my preferred cable. Sonically, it is a very bassy set. It is a more mid-bassy sort of a set. So if you're kind of a mid-bass sort of lover, this might be your jam. Personally, I'm more of a sub-bass kind of guy. And so it's kind of not really for me. It's an interesting set, and also the fact that it does have a flat, nice mid-range tonality. It is a nice sounding headphone. I think it's a well done headphone, but it is unique. It's one of those headphones that it's gonna like any headphone's gonna be slightly divisive, but this headphone I think in particular is interesting in that the fact that I could see people really liking it and really not. There's bits of things about it. Like sometimes we describe certain things in the sound as technicalities. This has really good technicalities and takes the EQ well, and it does a lot really well with the bass and just overall tonality with the mids. This makes it a really good candidate for EQ. A lot of headphones do not have this potential. So this, while the mids are a little bit low in the upper mids and they're also a little bit mid-bassy, we can fix this, but I do find this an overall competent, fine sounding headphone overall. To do my EQ, I used a dongle. I bought this dongle with my own money. It is the Serene Daybreak dongle, and it's a nice overall dongle. There are multiple people that have reviews of this dongle up. I know that Golden Sound and actually HBB Hawaii Bad Boy both have really good reviews and guides on how to use this dongle. We're gonna do a brief guide now and show you a few things. I would recommend a 4.4 balanced cable because something on the Serene dongle will provide you with more power. The Serene dongle is not too bad to utilize, but basically what you're going to do is connect it to your Windows computer. You're going to have to use a Chrome browser, connect to it, and you'll see it there. You'll connect to that, and you can either pull from the device or push to the device. Now, since I've already done a EQ and pushed it to the device, I'm going to pull it from here to show you guys here about what some of the changes are that we've done. And you can alter this as you want, and we'll show that to you here in a moment. This is the EQ that I used for this. You can see it here. You could change a few things up as you feel. You might like a slightly different EQ better, but we'll talk a little bit more of that in the graph section of how we got this. All right, as far as a few graphs to look at, there is the open back Kiwi Ears Altruva, which I want to say is $70. Has a really nice amount of upper mids, a similar amount of sub bass and mid bass. And it's not really a perfect headphone, but it does a really good job working at my wheelhouse. Like there's something about that headphone that I find really fun and enjoyable. It's not going to be for everybody, but it has a certain unique quality and characteristic that I like. So, I mean, there are other headphones out there from Kiwi Ears, and there are other like closed back headphones that I kind of want to compare this to. Like personally, I'm not sure if this is the greatest collab ever, but it's something that's going to work for people. One thing I want to show you, this is on Super Reviews rig. I will be working on getting my own rig and a few things graphed. But you look at the K371, and the K371 has a similar amount of bass. It has way more sub bass and a little bit more of a lift, but it's not too far removed like the Serene. The Serene, again, it's not bad. It has a little bit less of that 2 to 3K energy, a little bit less of that upper treble region that not everybody is going to like. But it's not so loud that I think it's going to be in a lot of people's wheelhouses. And I do enjoy listening to some genres of music, but it's not a very great well-rounder. And there are going to be a lot of persnippety audiophiles that aren't going to completely love this headphone. It is good. It is unique. A lot of people around this price are going to think planar and think about the HiFi Sundara closeback. The HiFi Sundara closeback, its mids are kind of cooked. You'll notice that the Serene has pretty flat mids, whereas like the Sundara has a lot of spikes and kind of weirdities there, and that's something to note about the Serene that makes it pretty good, all things considering. This is the EQ, what I did it to look like. What I did basically is just kind of raise the sub bass, lowered the mid bass, and kind of made it pretty flat. I added quite a bit of upper 3K and around 15K to kind of help even out a few things, lowered a little bit of 8K, and just kind of made it a little bit more round and even. You might like my EQ, but you might not. It just depends on your personal preference. But I think it's pretty good, and I really enjoy it. It's helped me really get the most out of this. And the great thing about pairing it with the Cranier dongles, I can just take that dongle and that headphone anywhere I go. I use multiple computers for work and for my home life, and I use my phone. So it's a nice thing to be able to take that on the move for whatever device that I want. The Kiwi Ears Serene is a great value. It's a nice sounding headphone with a good mix of technicality, and it's a solid linear headphone that I think a lot of people will like. I know Zeos recently did the Juzzier Defiant, which I think is a really great sounding IM, and I think that was almost a market breaking IM. This is not that for the headphone market. This is kind of, it's okay. It's fine. It needs a little bit of EQ for most people, but it's going to be a fine linear headphone for a lot of people. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it does have some peculiarities with the sound, which makes it a little bit less than ideal on certain genres of music. You know, closed-back headphones are cursed. A lot of them have some interesting, peculiar issues with them. I like them a lot because sometimes I need isolation in my life. I don't want to deal with pesky like ANC style headphones, and I just want something that I can plug into my amp directly to use for whatever I'm doing. And this headphone does a lot of things well in that regards. It allows me to directly use things from pretty much any device that I want, and the fact that I really like pairing it with the Cranier's dongle. I didn't really have much use for that dongle. It was a personal product that I purchased myself, and so I didn't really know what to do with it. I was just kind of hanging out with it. But then when I was testing this headphone, I looked by, saw it, and it ends up becoming a really nice pairing because it fixes a lot of the problems that I have. And this headphone all of a sudden goes from, you know, it's okay, to wow, this is really great. And I think that's important with any closebacks. Closebacks have a lot of intrinsic problems that you have to be careful of. Personally, I think you're better off using an IEM for a lot of purposes at the same price. I think a $100 IEM, like the Defiant, you know, like a lot of other different IEMs, might be better for you in that regards because they're a little bit more linear. Closebacks, sometimes there's problems with them, and I would recommend EQ with this guy, but you could say that about a lot of IEMs or a lot of other products. But this one in particular, I feel is divisive but also at the same time, it's not bad. It's good, it's comfortable, it's fun, it's light, it has good build quality, and a lot of great things going on for it. But you might find other headphones a little bit better of a deal around this price, like something like maybe the FIO FT1 Pro might be something that you might enjoy a little bit more. But this aesthetic, the fact that it is done by Z Reviews, and the comfort overall of this headphone is really great. If anything, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching to the end. Bye-bye for now.
Go!
Go!
Go on with you!